No, not this, not this year. Probably next year. We're gonna plan something, take her Disney and do some other trips.
Derrick, you were on that Zoom call. You had a tweet that for you it expressed more emotion than we're used to seeing out of you about
Yeah.
the value of running backs. How do you handle that at this point? Is it focus on camp, or do you keep an eye on what the other running backs are doing and on that pay front?
Oh yeah. I actually started the group message, and just trying to get us together as a camaraderie to start something up to help the market, to help guys that's been tagged this year, and on that Zoom call, having good dialogue, definitely revisiting that and do it again, just any way that we can help each other as a group, and just try to better the market for us in the near future. And but when you come to work, you got to focus and do the things you need to do to be a better player and be a great teammate and help your team. So come out here and improve.
The advantage of this, the fact that you guys can get on the field and remind people, hey, we do matter. The running game does still matter in the NFL.
Yeah, definitely. I just try to think of the future. Like I said, the guys that got tagged, I got tagged and had to go through that process. And it's tough right now. You feel what I'm saying? So just want to do anything possible to help show our value, do it on the field, but definitely try to be together as a movement to improve the situation. Because there's been times where the running back sometimes touches the ball more than the quarterback. Have y'all witnessed it? I'm pretty sure y'all have. So so just trying to show we are valuable as any other position. They use us in commercials and all over the place, and we just want our share due.
DeAndre said that you were a big reason that he came and signed with the Titans. What role did you play in any recruitment process of him?
No, we got to work out during the off season. He was in Dallas for a little bit, came by the gym, and we talked, and got to work out and got better. But definitely DeAndre is somebody that always wanted to play with. Big fan of his game, and during the process we were trying to make a decision. I was a little salty when I seen him in the picture with the Patriots, and I tried to keep my distance as much as possible, check in every now and then to see what was going on. But happy and glad he finally made the decision to come here, and happy to be a teammate.
Derrick, so you organized that call with the running backs? Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't organize the call. I started a group message, and Austin Eckler, he took it over and organized the call with the PA.
So did you guys come away with anything that can be actionable, anything that you guys can do to help change this or make this better?
I think it's just putting our message out there, revisiting the subject throughout the season, keeping track of guys, trying to help each other as much as possible. I thought that was a great start, having that Zoom call and having dialogue and guys speaking to the media, being outspoken on how they feel and about everything, and seeing the situation. So I think it's a start, but I think what we did is headed in the right direction.
Do you feel like fraternity a lot, Derrick? And if you reach out to these guys individually too to support them, tell them to hang in there, can you describe maybe how that goes behind the scenes?
Yeah. Well, I just saw that tweet that I replied to that everybody saw, and you're crazy. And at some point, we got to say something. We got to stand up for one another. So I just put a group message of all the top guys and all the RBs, and just had open dialogue. Everybody writing and saying how they feel, and hopefully we get more and more guys on board and be a part of it, and it be something big, and hopefully changes to come.
Do you ever be interested in doing something like the tight ends do, like a tight end U, because they've just put their name out there so much, and the importance of that position, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be big, because there's so many legendary RBs that have so much knowledge, and if we were able to start something like that and have them come out, just have like a weekend, a couple of days to soak up that knowledge from those guys and their experiences, I think that'd be great, because I know a lot of guys to look up to, and all the stories, all the highlights, and all the great things we heard about them. It'd be cool to spend a weekend with them and be a sponge to all the things they learn.
Do you think kids who are great running back. So maybe someone like you in high school now might choose linebacker, be more likely to try to look at another position.
They better.
Running back.
They better choose it how it's going right now. But no, we're trying to change it. But I just tell kids to follow your heart. Whatever you have a desire in, a passion, and what makes you most excited about the game and the position, you play that, and that's something you want to do, and something you want to pursue, you want to be great at, and go do that. And I just want to be a light and somebody they can look up to, that's trying to change the platform of running backs and trying to get our share due and try to do what's right.
Do you think you've been underpaid in your career?
Do I think I've been underpaid? I don't think so much underpaid, but I just think that the market's going down. So I just think, guys who've been playing at a high level, playing at an elite level, the game is based off production. And if you've been productive at a high level, consistently, then I think you should get your share due. I mean, you see these other positions that you hear about, the stars, the superstars who've been productive, playing at a high level, some of the best in the league. They're getting these big contracts and getting their share due. And as a running back, we want the same thing. In that tag position, I was tagged, and we had to negotiate at a deadline. So I know how Josh, Saquon, and Tony and all those guys feel. So I just wanted to get a group together and try to start something, and I'm glad we did.
Derrick, going back to that, there were a lot of people at that time saying, well, you just don't pay a running back. Why would you pay him? Obviously, it worked out well for them. Do you feel like that story is at least something to show people actually you pay a running back and it can work out?
Hopefully, I just try to come out and work and be the best teammate and the best player that I can and improve my worth. And I feel like hopefully I'm a guy that, teams can look at and be like, it is a possibility. And there's some good backs out there that are doing the same thing. I know it's hard because we get hit a lot. Our career span is probably shorter than others, but still at the same time, when you have that window and the guys are being special and they're great talent, and they're making plays, and they're a franchise player, I feel like they should get their share due. Just because our time span is just not as long as others. It's a game of injury. If you're gonna get hit, injury is gonna happen. But at the end of the day, as long as you have a guy that comes in, does what he's supposed to do, represent the organization in the first class way, then I feel like there should be no question.
Do you think the amount of touches that running backs get is overblown? Where it's like, yourself, you get 300 plus carries. Saquon had 300 plus last year, and now look at that. Do you think that's overblown, where they feel like that's too much wear and tear?
Well, I think at the running back position, the more carries that we get, you can have, like Nick Chubb said, we talked about that, you can run for 2,000 yards, and, 2,000 yards is great, but everybody else is looking at the carries. So if you have 380 or 400 plus carries, that's the thing that everybody looks at. So no matter what we do, it seems like even if we are productive, when it comes to negotiating, it's kind of like used against us, at that point. So all you can do is just try to be the best player you can, and hopefully the team understands your value and appreciate you trying to do the best you can to carry the load to help your team improve, win games, and hopefully get to the Super Bowl.
What do you think of the Guardian cap, and how do you feel with that on your head?
Ooh, how it look. It looks how it feels. They're trying to protect us. I understand it. It's not very fashionable, but we got to wear it. That's the rules.
Was there a time in this off season that you looked at what they did in the draft and some of the guys that they let go, like Ben and Taylor and Bud, that had contributed here, and felt like this team was in transition? And do you feel like they've addressed most of the needs that they've had?
No, I wish, we could have kept those guys. Those guys are my brother, but things happen the way it's supposed to. That's the business side. I don't try to get too caught up in the business side. Just focus on what I need to do and let them do their job and see what we need to help improve our team, and plug those guys in and go out there and try to execute and improve while we're out here. And that's all I can do, is just worry about what my job is and try to help every guy out here be the best player they can be as a teammate.
How you feel, Derrick, physically, mentally heading into year 8, and how you like the group that's maybe around you on offense?
Oh yeah, I feel good, man. I'm glad to be back. Got a lot of new faces around here. Guys getting to get used to our culture and what we do around here. They've been doing a great job. All you can ask guys to do is to show up, be present, be attentive in meetings, and come out here and let it show on the field by the way you work each and every day.
Derrick, you kind of alluded to it, but how do you go about compartmentalizing what you need to do to get ready for this year versus what the future may hold down the road?
Yeah, I can't worry about that. I got to take it one day at a time and trust in my training and trust in what I've been doing and go out there and be me and let everything take care of itself. You know, I pray and then let everything else happen the way it's supposed to. Everything happens for a reason, but just take it one day at a time, continue to want to improve and get better every day, and then let the chips fall where they may.
Doing that Zoom call make you think a little bit more about next year, or were you kind of just thinking about everybody else when you were talking to the other running backs?
Yeah, no, not really. You know, we're just trying to send a message out, trying to be stronger together to help one another when that time comes, and be vocal about it pretty much throughout the season, and you know, just focus on the now. You know, when you're here, it's your job, so you got to focus on your job and doing your job to perfection as close as you can, and then when that time comes, worry about that.
Was Nick Saban really talking with you about being a linebacker when you got to Alabama?
No, it probably was a thought in his head at the time, but you know, I probably switched it as time went on. So, but you know, he's a defensive-minded coach, so I'm probably sure he had visions of me being on the defense side of the ball.
What kind of linebacker would you have been?
I've been probably a Ray Lewis type. You know?
Hey, somebody asked me from my mailbag, how many 5-year-olds would it take to tackle these?
Man, I saw that. They are crazy. They be coming up with all type of stuff. I don't know. How about y'all get y'all kids and we'll see what. If I find some 5-year-olds and see how it goes. But people all say all type of stuff on the internet, man.
How many media members?
How many what?
Media members.
Y'all come on, we can go right now. Let's go.
I'm smart enough not to.
Hey, Derrick, you said when Arden came in, like, that man crazy. Like, he is great. Like, he's yelling from start to finish in practice. Just what is it like even to have on the opposite side somebody kind of pestering and kind of stirring up things defensively to push the offense?
Yeah, he has energy every day. He brings the energy, something that we need on both sides of the ball. Somebody who's high energy, gets everybody going. And, you know, the competition on offense and defense is always great when you got guys over there that bring that high energy and bring that intensity to practice.
Thanks, Derrick.
Thanks.
All right.
Getting back out there, Harold, and being with your guys again.
It's been awesome. I mean, like, you know, being away from the game for as long as I've been, you know, missing all of last year, you know, obviously you miss making plays in front of the fans in the games because, you know, that feeling is just euphoric. But honestly, like, being away for that long, you start to appreciate and miss even more, like, just like coming out here on the practice field and, you know, hearing Jeff talk, or just hearing your guys joking around, but at the same time, everybody's just out here grinding and having a good time. So, I mean, sorry, it's hot, but nah, I'm ecstatic to be back.
To have had a full year based on your timetable when you suffered the injury, how much advantage is that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's definitely an advantage because, you know, obviously having the time that I had, you know, this whole offseason, it wasn't just about, you know, my knee. You know, I had a chance to also continue to improve my game and work on my game and not just, you know, rehab, but to be able to do, you know, my position work and stuff like that throughout the offseason, you know, it got me right where, you know, we're right on schedule for this season, and, you know, I'm excited about that.
How do you feel? Better than you thought you would? About like you thought? I know it's a process, but
yeah, I mean, it's a long process. I mean, like, throughout it, you're definitely frustrated a little bit because, you know, there's times you're doing everything you can and you feel like you're kind of staying the same, but then out of nowhere, you just stick to the plan, trust the people you're working with, and you make those jumps out of nowhere. And, you know, now being where I'm at, you know, it feels great. I don't even think about it when I'm out there on the field, which is awesome. So, you know, kudos to all the people I've been working with and the time and energy we've put in because it feels great.
What motivated you to go ahead, John?
In terms of making those steps, when did you start feeling confident that, you know, the knee was going to be okay, that nothing was going to happen? When did that sort of kick in?
Sometime this offseason, to be honest. Like, I was out here doing full speed stuff in the offseason, so I would imagine before then. But no, it's felt good for a while. Now, you know, I'm just, you know, continuing to do what I do, making sure, you know, that I'm ready to go out here and, you know, practice, get these reps in live action.
What did you use as motivation through those hard days where it seemed like, you know, I guess the rehab and all would never end?
Honestly, just trust, you know. Working with the people here, you know, I stayed here all offseason working with them, you know, they kept my head, you know, in a good space. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm a resilient guy, and I just feel like I knew at the end of the day that I was going to come back stronger from this. And, I just look at examples across the league, but, Nick Bosa is a guy that continuously came into my head, with what he did. And then, he came back and balled out and then balled out even more the next year. So, expectations are high, you know what I'm saying? And, I worked my ass off to get to this point, and the people in here have helped me so much. So I just feel like, I feel great.
Reach out to some guys across the league that do that?
No, I mean, I just talked to guys here like Ryan, Taylor, all the guys that have been through this. And it's just a weird process, and everybody's timetable is different. And, I just had to, like I said, just keep trusting the plan that was put in place for me. And like I said, I feel great, and that's what it's all about.
When you did it, was it contact or can you talk us through what happened?
When
you
tore my
tore it?
Nah, man, I don't really focus on the past like that. I'm forward. What happened was I tore it a while ago, and now it's damn near perfect.
We see you out here without the brace on, and then talking to Coach Vrabel, he said that each day is going to be how your knee has responded. Each time you challenge it, like how has your knee responded as far as to make you be able to be out here without the brace on?
No, it's responding good. It's feeling great pretty much every day, to be honest. And obviously, like, I'm doing stuff all day, every day to make sure I'm staying on top of it. But, yeah, no, it's responding good. And, like he said, the goal is just to keep increasing and keep ascending.
What do you think about the new guys, whether it's Arden Key, some of the newcomers on the defense, and how that makes you better?
Yeah, no, I mean, they've been awesome. Not just like, you see them flash on the field, consistently, but it's also like they're a culture fit here, in the meeting rooms and in the locker room. They're awesome to be around, and they fit in here well. Like, it's one thing to be able to contribute out there on the field, but to be able to contribute in a locker room and, to fit in with what, how we do things here, that's a big thing, and they for sure, they fit that here. We met at Exos when we were training for the Combine. But, yeah, we go all the way back to, I think it was 2018. I've kind of watched him from afar grow into the player he is now. Arden's awesome to be around. Like, it's insane. Like, as soon as he steps in the door, energy. And it's awesome. He's a really cool guy.
What's some other ways you got better even though you weren't able to be on the field? Whether it's watching film, maybe working in the classroom, and will you think that'll pay off this year?
Yeah, for sure. Just from like a hand standpoint, like obviously like it's been a while since, I've been able to go out here and do live action against, another player. So obviously it'll probably take me a week or so throughout this camp, with the type of player I am, to get that timing down with, my hands and my footwork and stuff like that, which is fine. But no, I just feel like I've improved from a standpoint of just like enhancing my pass rush moves, but also like taking a step in the new things in new techniques. I ain't trying to say too much, but in new techniques.
When the defense wins a play out there, you're in the backfield, it would be a dead play. Offense keeps playing, does something big, celebrates like they won the play. You guys laugh about that amongst yourselves? I know Jeff will be loud about it sometimes.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you cut the film on, who won that rep. But yeah, I mean, Vraves has to structure the practice in a way for like everybody's getting work in regardless of the end result of a certain play. But like, we know when we cut the film on like who won which rep.
When you see some of the new faces here and some of the old familiar faces gone, did it ever feel like that this team maybe was in a bit of transition this offseason?
Nah, I mean, I never thought that. I mean, obviously people outside of the building, I feel like kind of sleep on us, but we're a confident group of guys here in the locker room, and we know what we have and what we bring to the table. It's the whole transitioning and stuff like that never crossed my mind at all.
So what was your perspective on the offseason, seeing some of these guys you played with for such a long time be let go?
I mean, it sucks, don't get me wrong, but like, that's the NFL. I mean, the turnover's crazy. Braves and Rand, they're trying to put together the most competitive roster, and they're doing what they think can get us to that point, and that's just how it is in the NFL.
Aside from trying to get healthy, is there anything different this offseason? You bigger, you change your diet, feel stronger?
I'm definitely stronger, more explosive, for sure, faster. I mean, I would say I was definitely probably just more strict on my diet because I'm like into that stuff, and I was just doing everything possible to like make my knee feel better the next day.
You mentioned Big Jeff. You mentioned how you miss Big Jeff talking trash. How much trash was he talking out there today in the last couple of days?
Oh, I mean, it's really an all day, every day thing with him. But I mean, that's just who he is, man. He does that all the time, man. He sets the tempo for our defense and this team. So I'm definitely glad to be back around him. Appreciate it.
Running backs have spent a lot of time in the last couple weeks talking about making sure that their value is known. Is maybe the challenge that there are some good running backs and then they're finding great running backs, aka number 22, can be tough to get at this point in the game? Or
what point in the game, Teresa?
how much does the running back still matter in the NFL?
I mean, I think it's a valuable position. I mean, every week we look and see what matchups are and who we're playing, and I mean, there's a lot of dynamic running backs in the league, and you know, that's everybody can choose to pay their employees what they want to pay them, and you know that I'll leave it at that. But there's plenty of good backs in this league, really good backs.
Would you say the contract you guys gave Derrick a couple of years ago kind of is a sort of an argument against people who say you should never?
Nope, that's an argument for or what. It's based on, you know, everything we want to do around here is about what we're going to do in the future and not for past performance. It's got to be based on what the production or the value is going to be going forward. So, you know, I don't know if that's a case for or against. It's everything's in. Right. Yeah. And I think everything is a case by case situation. I'm not really sure what we're asking me, you know, to comment on. It's not. You know, this is everybody has a certain amount to spend each and every year, and they can choose to spend it however they want.
Before this team, given how much things have revolved around Derrick Henry since you've been here, is it accurate to say that you know the Titans rely on the running back position a little more than other teams in the league?
I'm trying to coach one team at a time. I'm not trying to coach 31 other teams. I'm trying to focus on us and our improvement. Jill?
Year 8 for Derrick. How have you seen his game evolve mentally, physically over the last several years?
Well, I mean, the durability has been really good. He had the 1 year with the foot, but, you know, the durability and has been there, and you know, week in and week out. So he's done some really good things for us.
What do you like about Hubbard, and what's the challenge to him kind of get up to speed with you as he gets here day one?
You know, he's a veteran who's played multiple positions, has some versatility. The challenge is, you know, they walk in at 7 in the morning and, you know, signs a contract, and you know, he's got to figure out where the equipment room is and get ready to get equipment, but then also try to meet with an O-line coach. And, you know, I thought those guys that were next to him today did a nice job, allowing him to go out there and get some team reps. And, you know, that's a testament to not only Chris, but the guys that, you know, are next to him that are helping him, you know, run those plays that he had 20 minutes to look at.
Regarding most of last year, how much can Kyle Phillips be a contributor to this offense and kind of bring a unique skill set to the receiver position?
Well, it's going to depend on Kyle and how well he does and his availability.
Regarding cap expansion, go to running backs and linebackers, and what did the data show about maybe?
The data was really good. You know, the impact, the amount of impact, you know, the force was decreased up to 20%. Significant numbers. I think that you know, those head injuries in training camp were down. For some reason, I thought we had maybe the inside. Maybe we added the running backs and inside linebackers. I'm not sure. I know the edge guys were there, so pretty much everybody we got covered except for the DBs and the receivers.
Coach, we saw Jalen taking some reps at right tackle today. Is that going to be kind of an evolving thing, just day to day with who you're putting up there?
Yeah, just want to see somebody just give everybody an opportunity, and see if somebody takes advantage of it, and we'll keep moving guys around to see where we end up.
What's Harold been able to show you the first few days of camp when he's been out here?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just his energy, his understanding of what we're doing, kind of working him back in, and he's been great to communicate with as far as adding things each day. We're just getting started, but stringing some plays together, see how he responds, see how he feels, and then we'll add more tomorrow if that warrants.
How beneficial has the offseason work for Rashad Weaver's strength and conditioning stuff? Has that paid dividends out here so far?
Yeah, and he was one of those guys that put a lot of good work in and was up for conversation for that award, and I think it shows. Weave is, he's got a certain play style. He's got great length. He knows how to use it, and he plays extremely hard. He's not going to be the fastest player out there, but he goes hard and he's got length, and I appreciate that he knows who he is. And so I think his maturity, I think his strength, I think his body has changed. And some guys are 21, 22, and they are a certain level of strength and explosiveness. And some guys are 25 or 26. I don't know, but he's kept working at it and appears to be headed in the right direction as we start camp.
I know it's specific to the individual probably, but can that be tough at times to kind of get players to know who they are, like you said?
I don't know if it's tough. I think it sometimes could be challenging because they do watch great players, and you always want to emulate great players, but you want to make sure that you're watching the guys that have a similar skill set at every position. And so you can learn from that, and also explain to the player, like, there's a lot of ways to get your job done and do it very well.
When the defense has won a play with a tag or a sack or the quarterback's clock expiring, but the offense goes on to do something effective or successful, is the context of that important?
Yeah. I think there's somebody's going to have a good play on one play, and somebody's going to wish they had done a little bit better. But I think you always want to keep everybody involved. Those are some great opportunities today. I don't think we've had that many scramble opportunities, successful opportunities since I've been here. And so, those are big plays down the field. Sometimes, quarterbacks are hard to bring down, get guys outside the pocket, receivers getting into their vision and being able to extend the play is certainly going to be important. So we just don't want to manufacture any endings, and we don't want to just stop and have the quarterback just stand there. So, if we get a good pass rush and we need to block better, great. But if not, maybe we hang on to the guy, push him by. We've seen a lot of instances where the quarterback doesn't go down as a sack and extends the play. So we're going to finish, and I think they do a great job of playing through the whistle.
This is just the second day that we've seen Hopkins out there where he made some nice catches. Also looked like he was in each period. How difficult is it for a player to come in, just sign with the team, and the first week of training camp be able to make that transition kind of look a little seamless?
I think that'd be a great question for DeAndre. He's tried to stay on top of the installation, and wanted to get back, wanted to make sure that he was out there today, that he continues to work, and we'll help him get what he needs to be ready, and most importantly understand the relationship with the quarterback. Yep. Thought he came back, was in great shape. You could tell that he had been working from the conditioning test, and just he doesn't look like a guy that's winded or getting tired. And I think that's a testament to him and just being ready to go. And I know that he's excited to string some days together and continue that improvement. And we've seen a lot of really good football from Christian, and he knows that, and he can tell the difference between when he plays like a one and when he plays somewhat I'd say it lackadaisical, and just he knows that we expect more at those times, and so does he. So this is about consistency and building, and if you make a mistake, coming back and understanding why and competing again. That's a challenge of a cornerback.
What have you seen from this young group of guys you've got vying for backup roles at safety?
Well, that's a little early, but Mike Brown's been really in depth with special teams and is working at PP, and Elijah's transitioning back there. And I think the more that he can see and understand and do things, hopefully we can use his instincts that he becomes more comfortable. And then, the young guys, that we have. So, again, we've got to start identifying some guys that can help us on the back end.
How was that learning curve coming for Elijah? Maybe what helps him learn a few different spots like that?
Well, I think just getting some reps and seeing things and understanding that routes play differently versus different coverages, a lot more space, a lot more things to see probably back there than just at nickel. Feel pretty comfortable that he could go in there at nickel and first and second down and do that. But right now I think a lot of those things, because you just get back there and now you're seeing a lot. And the more that he's back there, I think the more comfortable he'll be and understand how to match things.
How do you feel like Andre Dillard has handled the left tackle duties so far to start camp?
I mean, we're 2 days in, so I think if he keeps working against Arden, I think he'll be just fine. Arden's offered us a lot of just impact over there just in a short time. I mean, we don't have pads on and they're not sacking a quarterback, but I know that, Arden's able to mix moves, and so he's getting multiples moves and just different looks and, wiggle, long arm, chop, everything you can give him. So that will take all we can get.
In your career, did you have coaches who let you stay at home during training camp, and how much of a privilege is that for guys, and how much they seem to all really appreciate it?
I don't know. That'd be a question for those guys. I don't know how much they appreciate it or not. Every year is different. Just trying to get these guys rest and get them, back recovered. So you'd have to ask them if they appreciate it.
What you're thinking in terms of giving it to them is a much more comfortable life?
It has nothing to do with comfort or how hard we work out here.
That's good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.